What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Hope all you're having a great day so far today. Getting into this episode of GH. For me, I enjoyed this episode for the most part. Ryan was not too thrilled with Esme. At first, he wasn't happy with her ass. She explained what happened to her, like Ava throwing her over the parapet, but technically, I'm like, bitch, you fell. That's the story, and we sticking to it. You were not thrown, your ass fell. But she claimed that she was in Canada, like at a Canadian hospital or something like that, getting treated, laying low during that time. I figured as much. Come like, I knew her ass wasn't dead. I mean, come on now, it was obvious. So apparently she got a new plan at play. That she assured Ryan would drive Ava out of Nicholas's life and into Ryan's arms. Like, something that would destroy the Cassidons. My guess is she's pregnant. She's pregnant. That would be my guess. And she pretty much told Ryan, like, in order for her plan to work, she needs food and a roof over her head. But Ryan was like, shit, why you can't just use your trust fund? But she can't access it. Because if she accesses the trust fund, it's going to lead the cops to her. Naturally. So she got to find a way to get some cash. Ryan pretty much put her ass on notice. Well, I'm assuming that she's pregnant because she told him of her plan and he was happy about it, but we don't know what the actual plan is, so I'm just assuming. It would make sense that she's pregnant. But, yeah, Ryan accused her of being a hook killer and pretty much told her, listen, you could go after Sonny and his people all you want to, but Ava's untouchable. You leave her to me. And Esme was adamant that she didn't kill anybody. She was like, I had nothing to do with none of this shit. She was like, I didn't even know Brando. So why would I go after him? You know what I'm saying? She said, I didn't do that. That was interesting to me because I'm like, she didn't go after Brando and Diane and all them. Then who the hell did? So there's another woman out here doing this? That's interesting because if it's not Esme, then who the hell else could it be? That's the weird part. Because I'm pretty sure, I'm starting to believe Esme really didn't do that because why would she of all people lie to Ryan? You know what I mean? Like, Ryan would marvel in this. Like father, like daughter. You know what I'm saying? He's a killer. Your daughter's a killer. He would love it. So I don't think she would lie to him about something like that. You know what I mean? Because he wanted to know if she was deviating from the original plan and stuff like that. And she pretty much told him, she was like, shit, plans change. What are you going to do? Which is true. Esme's devious as shit. I'm glad she back though to raise some hell. But, again, Ryan had to put her on notice, like, listen, Ava's off limits. But she was like, no, I'm not worried about Ava right now. She said, Ava gonna pay in due time. I got other scores to settle. I said, uh-oh. I can't wait to see what hell she unleash. So Robert and Jordan was pretty much talking and stuff, going over the case and whatnot. Since now that they know it's a woman they're dealing with. So Oz pops up talking about, oh, he wanted his immunity and stuff like that. And Jordan was like, I still could lock your ass up for extortion. And he was like, yeah, and I could sue your ass because I have an immunity deal. And if you don't own up to it, to the original agreement that we had, I could sue. So they was like, all right, get your lawyer or whatever and we'll go through it. But Oz was like, fuck that, I don't need no lawyer. Oz was like, I'm very well versed in law. I know law. So I can handle this myself. So he looked at the plea agreement. He looked at the immunity deal agreement and stuff, and he signed it. Because he wanted to know about Esme and stuff. But Jordan was like, yeah, we're not going to talk about an open case. She pretty much told him basically, like, she know, even though he got this deal for the past stuff that he did, she know that he's gonna use his legal smarts and stuff to do illegal things again and try and get away with it. She already knows. She was like, it's gonna be a matter of time for you back doing your old stuff again, and pretty much we're gonna catch your ass next time. So he ended up at the docks and stuff like that, hanging around the dock or the harbor or whatever, and he got hooked. Somebody done hooked his ass. Now this time I feel like the person who hooked him this time, I feel like it was Esme. I don't think she did all the other hookings, but this one I think she did. Because she did say I got old scores to settle. And I think she had something to do with this. I'm like, who's selling all these hooks? You know what I mean? But I'm curious though. I really am. Like, if she's not doing this, who the fuck is? Y'all let me know in the comments. Do y'all believe her? I'm starting to believe her. I don't know. She a tricky somebody, but I'm willing to believe. I don't know. Maybe I'm 50-50 on it. I'm not sure. So anyway, moving on from that. Chase is pretty much letting everybody know, like, listen, I'm not feeling this singer stuff. Even Maxie told BLQ. She was like, he's a good cop. I just don't see him as a rock star, you know, as a singer. I don't think it fits him, you know. And Chase is pretty much going back and forth about it. He was talking to Curtis about it, you know, asking Curtis, do he miss being a cop? And Curtis was like, yeah, but, you know, I found my new path, which is owning a nightclub, and I love it, you know. And Chase missed being a detective, you know. It's in his heart. That's what he loves doing. That's his dream, you know what I mean? But Curtis pretty much told him, like, listen, you got to be honest with BLQ, because he was like, you know, I'm only doing this really for her, you know, and because I don't have a job, and, you know, this is going to help me get some paying gigs and stuff. But Curtis was like, well, go to BLQ and be honest with her, you know. That's the only way you're going to have a long-lasting relationship, is by telling the truth. So, of course, he went to Finn and, you know, talked to Finn about it and stuff like that. And Finn was like, well, shit, look at the stuff we do for love. Shit, which is true. BLQ was not happy when she pulled up on Dante and Chase talking about the hook killer and stuff, because she was like, oh, you know, you're not on the force right now and you need to focus on singing. I'm like, BLQ, go sit down. This is going to be the death knell of her relationship if she don't stop her foolishness. Like, you know, that man loved the law, and you know he loved being a cop. He's a cop at heart. That's who he is. Stop trying to change him into something that he's not to fit your agenda. And I feel like that's all she's doing. She's trying to change Chase to fit what she wants, because him working with her benefits her more than it benefits him, because you're trying to get your songs. So I feel like, you know, in the end, somebody gonna get hurt. Like, somebody's feelings gonna get hurt. Because Dante pretty much informed BLQ that they're short-staffed. You know, with this hook killer going around and stuff like that, they need more people on this case. So Jordan is, you know, trying to finagle some things to get Chase back on the force, and he could be back on the force within a few weeks. BLQ started panicking. You know, she wasn't happy about that, because she felt like, oh, it's too soon. No, it's too soon for you, because you want your damn songs back. That's what it's always about, her. It's too soon for her. This is what I hate, that selfish side that comes out of her. Because I really do like her with Chase, but she need to drop that selfish shit. You know, this ain't about you. You know what I mean? Like, don't do nothing to hinder him going back on the force. Let it happen. That's where his heart is. You know, don't mess this up. So anyway, moving on from that. I love the little double date scene between Liz and Finn and Terry and Yuri. I was feeling it. And when Terry and Liz left the table, because Yuri and Finn were talking about, you know, why he switched specialties and stuff, because infectious diseases was something that he started doing because his friend had got, you know, bit and stuff like that. When he went through that tragedy and all that, that's when he changed specialties. So Liz was asking him all type of little weird questions like, oh, if you didn't suffer that loss, you know, what would you do if you didn't suffer that loss and stuff? And he was kind of thrown by that conversation. So Terry had to take her to the side like, what the hell going on with you? So basically she was letting Terry in on the whole Rico situation and stuff like that, about how she's trying to get information out of Finn in a way, you know, to figure out how Rico is connected to her past, and, you know, trying to figure that out. But I love the little bonding moment between Finn and Yuri, because Finn was asking Yuri what his interests are. He was like, doctors. I love him. I love the answer. I love Terry and Yuri together. I really do. They look good too. So, they bonded over the fact that both of them have bearded reptiles or bearded pets or whatever. Which I thought was pretty cool. So finally, you know, Finn and Liz start talking and stuff like that, and, you know, about Rico and stuff, because he was like, you know, I'm not trying to keep anything from you or nothing like that, but, you know, it's just not something he generally talks about a lot. But my thing is, I feel like they're reconning the story, because I could have sworn when Finn came to town, he said that his wife had the disease and he couldn't cure it, and that's how she died. Now they're making it seem like the friend had the disease and his wife died some other way. That's kind of what I'm getting from this. Like, they're reconning the past, like his backstory, just to fit this current Liz story. I guess. I mean, if that's what they want to do. But I find it a little Looney Tune, because I'm like, how is Rico connected to the Webbers? You know, did she know Jeff back in the day? So it's a good mystery, because I'm wondering about it myself. So anyway, moving on from that, Miss Wu is not playing with Cody. You know what I'm saying? Because Cody came in there trying to weasel his way out of their little deal and stuff. And Miss Wu said, listen, you going to do what the hell I tell you to do. I love Miss Wu. I love her. She don't play no games. Like, she is not the type of lady you want to piss off. And Cody is realizing that more and more, because he talking about, oh, I want to play the game legitimate. That wasn't the agreement. And you damn well know it. Your job was to make sure that certain players that she wanted to lose, and certain ones she wanted to win. That's your job. Don't deviate from the script. Play your position, do it right, or else, because she pretty much told him, the guy that I had beat you down last time, oh, he can do way worse this time. She was like, don't play with me. She said, I'm not the one. So, of course, you know, Maxie was kind of wondering why he was talking to Miss Wu and stuff, like, what's the connection between them? You know, she started asking him about the DNA and all that stuff. And he was like, no, I ain't thought about doing it and whatnot. I mean, you can't force him to do a DNA test. But I feel like to, you know, give everybody a peace of mind, why not just go ahead and do it? You know what I mean? Get it out the way. Whether you are Mac's son or whether you're not. Wouldn't you want to know? Just saying. Most people want to know about their past. So anyway, moving on from that. Trina and Portia was talking and stuff like that, and Trina's still pissed at Curtis or whatever. Like, she don't see herself at that point being pushed to forgive him. I understand where Trina's coming from. She don't want nobody, you know, telling her what to do. You know what I'm saying? Trying to dictate her life. I get it. But I do feel like she's overreacting, because it's not like he's trying to dictate her life. Like, he's just trying to protect her. You know what I'm saying? She may not like how he went about it, and I agree that he shouldn't have done that without talking to her first, because she is an adult. But it's like, it was still for her safety. It wasn't like he was doing it for selfish purposes, something to benefit him. This is benefiting you. It's benefiting you, and it's also giving him a peace of mind. So maybe that seems a little selfish on his part, but it's a good selfish. You know what I'm saying? Because he's doing it to save you. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some maniac running around killing folks, and he don't want you to be the next victim. So I can't say I blame him. You know, he has a fatherly protectiveness about him. So I can't say I blame him. You know, and I feel like she just need to let this go. And Portia pretty much was telling her that. She was like, listen, Curtis loves you like you're his own, because you are. And he's just trying to protect you. Like, and she even dropped a little truth bomb on her. She was like, you don't know this, but when you were going through the trial, Curtis was willing to mortgage his club to, you know, potentially pay her legal bills. That's huge, you know, for him to do that. That is major. You know, because, and, you know, they went to the club and stuff and met up with Curtis and whatnot. And she forgave him. You know, she was like, you know what? I'm going to forgive you. You know, my mom brought me around to thinking, so I'm going to forgive you. Just don't go behind my back. Because she was like, you know, you are going to be my stepdad, but you're not my dad. I felt like that was a sting a little bit. Like, that stung a bit for Curtis. But it's like, at the end of the day, he may not be your dad, even though I think he is. Even though she don't know that. But he may not be, but at the same time, it's always great to have that extra parental guidance. You know what I'm saying? That extra love. Because, hell, you got pretty much 3 parents at this point. Even if Curtis does turn out to be her biological father, she still has 3 parents. Because Taggart will always be her dad. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. Biology don't mean nothing. That's still your dad, because he was there. He raised you. You know, he helped raise you. So you still get that 3rd parent. You know what I mean? And that's good, because you got some people that don't even have both their parents. You got some that don't even have one. So if you got 3, you're more than lucky. You know what I'm saying? You're more than blessed. So I think she should see it in that light. But I think when this whole truth finally come out on whether or not she's his daughter, it's going to definitely change the dynamics of all their relationships. Like him and Portia, him and Trina, her and Curtis, and her mother and Taggart. It's going to change the whole dynamic there. And I can't wait to see it blow up, because it's definitely going to blow up. So anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought. And I will see you all later. Have a great night. Peace.